Welcome back, adventurers. Summer is closing in here in Florida. Now, officially, summer doesn't start until the middle part, end of June, but the unofficial start of summer kind of happens with Memorial Day. So we're getting very close. School's about to be out here in Central Florida in another week or so, the graduations, and then full-blown summer. So let's talk about ticket prices at the theme parks for the summer months. And we'll begin with Disney. We're going to look only at single day ticket prices. So we're not looking at Florida resident deals. We're looking specifically at a single day tickets. And we're going to show you a couple different dates to give you an idea of maybe when is a cheaper time to come and when are the most expensive times to come. So let's begin with that. So we're on the Disney website here. We have selected one singular day and we're looking at the month of May. So Memorial Day is $179. Maybe not the best day to go. It's going to be super busy Memorial Day. Just avoid the theme parks. Stay home. Remember those who've given their lives for us to have freedom here in America. And maybe just skip the theme parks for that day. Now, the following day, the tickets start at $174. But then by the first part of June, those ticket prices come down just a little bit into the $169 to $164 range. So much of June here, as you can see, is about $164 unless you're on the weekends or a couple rare Mondays. So let's look at one of those $164 days. So let's check a Wednesday here in the middle of the month. Now, the cheapest price is going to be for Animal Kingdom. So when you see $164, that's not for Magic Kingdom. That is the base price of what the parks could be, and the base price is always Animal Kingdom. So, Animal Kingdom is $164, but you can get in from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., which is pretty fantastic. Then, going up from there, it is Epcot is $174 for a ticket, and Hollywood Studios is $184, and Magic Kingdom is $189. So almost $200. Well, once you get tax and all in there, it is the $200 ticket. So that is kind of in the middle there of June 17th. That's what that looks like. Now let's go out into July and see if the prices change any. There's actually cheaper, which is astounding. Let's see. There's a 154 day, so that is July 20th. So let's see what that is for a single day. Again, that is the cheapest price is Animal Kingdom. Then it's $164 for Epcot, $169 for Hollywood Studios, and $174 for Magic Kingdom. Now, a reminder with this though, Florida is hot and humid in July. In addition to that, there's a bigger chance of, especially afternoon thunderstorms here in Central Florida. So bear that in mind, that yes, this is a cheaper ticket, but your chance of rain is higher. And most theme parks, if it's raining, thunder, lightning, they will kind of shut the park down until that ends. Great advantage of that with Disney is they have a lot of indoor things to do. So if you see a storm coming, go hop in line for an indoor ride and enjoy that. Get out of the heat, get out of the rain, and you can enjoy that. Now, let's see a date here in August before kids go back to school. And I'm actually astounded these prices actually keep kind of falling as you get through the summer. So the cheapest price, which will be once kids have kind of gone back to school, is this last week of August, the 24th through the 28th. They're down to $119. So let's check out Tuesday, August 25th. And it starts at $119, of course, for Animal Kingdom, $144 for Epcot, and $149 both for Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom. So that's a little bit cheaper than I was thinking it would be. A little surprising to me on that. This is, though, that date is after kids go back to school. If you're looking, that last hurrah week is typically going to be this first week here of August. Let's check Thursday the 6th. It'll be $144 for Animal Kingdom, $154 for Epcot, $164 for Hollywood Studios, and $169 for Magic Kingdom. So that's a little bit cheaper than I thought it was going to be, which is impressive. It's a little bit less expensive. I really thought all through the summer would be like $200, so that is very impressive. It's a little bit cheaper. Now, we've seen that. We've seen Disney. Let's head over to Universal Studios. So, Universal Studios, once again, we're looking at just single day tickets. We're going to start with Epic Universe because it's kind of a little separately how it's ticketed right now. A little difference in price. So, let's press 1 there, hit select, and let's go see what our dates are. So for the end of May, Memorial Day, you're starting at $199, $179 for the rest of that week. Down into June, like we looked at June 17th, it's $184 at Universal Studios. If you're headed out on July towards the end, July 20th, 22nd, those, it's all kind of staying at $179 if you're trying to do a weekday. Some weekends are $189 is kind of the most expensive it gets, and then in August, if you can wait, if you're if you're planning a trip and you don't have school-aged children, plan on that last week of August there, $144. Now, downside to that potentially is, again, like we said with Disney, storms, rain, heat, but also hurricanes start to kind of pick up in August and September. We'll see if that happens this year, but just kind of bear that in mind. It's like might be better to spend a little bit more money, go sooner, than take the chance of lots of rain, storms, things like that. So the cheapest price though would be $164, $144, but basically for all the summer months it is $174 to up to $184 for Epic Universe. Now let's go back and check just Universal Studios. I think all of these park tickets for the most part kind of are a two-park deal, and with that, because my understanding is they're a little smaller, it might make more sense just to go ahead and do a one-day ticket for both. If you wanted to do just a singular one, starts $124. But let's assume you're going to do both parks since they're easily connected. You can get to them. Let's just go on that assumption. So the ticket is starting at $179. For Memorial Day, it's $234, $214 for the rest of that week. Into July, you're looking at $209 to $224 on the weekends. July lowest appears to be $209, with some $214s kind of mixed in there. And then August, you get back down to $189 towards the end of the month. And then September, you're back down to that $179. So real quick, let's just take a look at that from the one park perspective here. So if you're just wanting to do one of the parks, you're looking at $159. So honestly, for the $40, $50 more, maybe closer to $60 in some instances, it might make more sense to go ahead and have that flexibility to move between the two parks. Might make more sense. You look at, $144 is kind of the cheapest there, $164, $169, $154 basically all through July. A couple weekend days, obviously 4th of July gonna be higher, so $169 there. $154, $144, and then $134 that last week of August. And this is if you're looking at single day tickets. That's kind of what the price is running there. Now let's head over to SeaWorld Orlando. So we're gonna look at single day tickets right now. Kind of like always, there's always some sort of a deal happening going on, so it's hard to ever see what the actual prices are. They're saying they're like $148 would be how much it would be to get in for a specific day, but they start at $60 right now during their Memorial Day sale. So let's go look at some dates here and we'll see. Memorial Day itself is $89.99. Weekends are $104. Out into June, we're looking at $65. I see here as a low price. $60 in June. End of June is the lowest price. July, $81 for 4th of July, or $82 with, once you round that up. A few weeks there that are $59 tickets. Into August. August is actually staying kind of high. I wonder if they're bumping the price up later on. But it's like $70 all through August. A couple $80 days. $91.99 for August 29th. Not sure why on that. But yeah, so it's kind of staying a little bit high. So at the moment, Busch Gardens is also doing their Memorial Day sale. They're doing the fun card for $100 if you're interested in that. We're just looking at tickets though. So a single day ticket, again, starting at about $60. So the prices are going to be roughly the similar. Let's just see if there's any differences. $65, $80. Looks very similar-ish in pricing for what they have going on. with SeaWorld Orlando, a little bit cheaper, $63.99 instead of that $67 or $69, so a tiny bit cheaper, but roughly the same. So those are ticket prices, what they're kind of looking like right now for the summer. This, of course, can change, so be aware of that. So if you're looking to buy tickets to the theme parks for the summer, you might want to go ahead and lock in those deals right now if you're seeing a really good one. If you're a Florida resident, make sure to click that tab both on Disney and Universal. There'll be some differences in prices there that might be worth it for you, but we just want to show you what the general price looked like to give you all an idea. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and also let me know which theme park you're going to visit this summer. Have a good one. We'll see you guys next time here on Ant on the Move.